buckos. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I'm Braithorn. I almost did it again, but I didn't this time. How are we doing? Almost muted again. Almost. It was that close. It was that close. We did it, though. We're good.
Still, it was long enough that you can hit that on the Braithorn bingo muted at the start of stream, or muted live, whatever that's labeled as.
I think we need to actually get a Braithorn bingo merch thing, like a some kind of laminated sheet of some kind. There we go. How's it going, everybody? Let's see, over in YouTube land, Cecil Reed saying hit the like button already on top of things. Love to see that. Christopher Crawford says the LGN. LGN indeed. Alice, welcome. Good evening to you as well. Alucard, evening. Robert Fixit, we're living our best life. Absolutely. Can't do anything else. You'd be glad to know that there is a Fi-Fine microphone coming my way. Nice. This thing really pulls its weight. I mean, it punches above its weight class. It's not going to be the best sounding mic in the world, but I mean, it's like $50, and has so many features for that price. Over in Twitch land, what's going on? Lone Vaquero for coming in first, as you do. How's it going? Skeeter Gaming, welcome. Alucard as well in both. Thank you for being in both. Bone Shock, dang, I'm the fourth. Good evening, good sir. Well, good evening to you, and you know, you're here. That's what matters. That's the greatest reward of all. We need to make a Braithorn Bingo card site or something. That, yeah, maybe. Or some kind of, like, chat redeem thing. It's all right here. Glad to hear it. I am now two days away from so for those who didn't, who weren't, I guess, maybe I talked about this on Sunday. So I was able to, because of a price drop in the flight, because I was just a couple $100 away from getting my flight to Taiwan. I had already booked the Airbnb, but the flight jumped up in price. Well, it jumped back down, I guess on Saturday, I think. And I ended up copying the flight, the tickets and everything. So I am now heading to Computex.
Freaking last minute, as always, like I do.
However, I still need to make some funds, so I am still selling the white 4080 PC that I have, and that's, yeah, it's a rad PC. PC part picker list comes out to like 2,600, 2,700. I'm selling it for 2,200. It is barely used, built by yours truly. We're down to the wire, though, to where it's probably going to be shipped after I get back, which sucks. But after I get back, I'm probably still going to sell it, but for a little bit higher price. So there's value in copying it now, helping me with my trip to Taiwan, and reserving that awesome PC for yourself. With that fresh install of Tiny 11, which is a stripped-down version of Windows 11, which is awesome. A lot of the bloatware is out of there. All that good stuff. It's really it's a nicely optimized PC. I was watching Your Lie in April and starting to get confused. Oh, you got to pay attention to that one, from what I understand. Never seen it myself, but you do need to pay attention. It's not one of those ones you can have the background while you're like playing on your Switch or looking at your phone or whatever. But I don't know. Look at Micro Center in Denver at Open Box, 5084 of them. Wonder what's wrong with them. Buyer's remorse? Maybe someone tried to scalp 5080s and couldn't do it, so they bought 4 and they returned all 4. Are they identical ones, Bone Shock? Can't wait for some Computex VODs. It's going to be mostly short-form content. I have locked in one sponsored long-form video, and that's going to be a really good one, because this company... I don't want to do an update right now. PC. Anyways, that's not the streaming PC, thankfully. I've locked in one, but the company that it is, it's great, because they're not a PC company. They do everything else. And they have multiple companies under them. So So that's going to be a cool video because it's like everything for your setup in one spot. And it's a lot of really good brands under that umbrella. So that's going to be really cool. Most likely either customer returns, at least the other chance, maybe missing ROPs. Could be missing ROPs. It could be missing ROPs. I would ask about that. That's a very good point, Alucard. That one I can't wait. Have to wait for near a year to watch Your Lie in April. Why is that? Why'd you have to wait a year to watch it? Is it because it's no longer April? I got it. Okay. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay. Yeah, I got you. I did have a question for you guys. Also, what's up, Steve? Welcome. What's up, Adam Williams? How you doing? Welcome. Gonna call you Adam. You've been here long enough. I should. Sorry I missed much of the Sunday stream. It was Mother's movie time, but congrats on locking Computex. Robert, thank you. I do really need to sell that PC. I do need to do it. It's gonna be such a... Like, I'll be okay if I don't. I'll be okay-ish. I'm gonna be like... All my monitors turned off for a second. That was worrying. Okay. My stream still going? Yes. There was a big dip there for a second. All right. Okay. Yet another PC that just does not want to let me stream, I guess. Not the King 95, is it? It is not the King 95, Skeeter. No. This is one I built before that. It has a 4080 in it. A beautiful Gigabyte Aero 4080. It's a 13600K, fresh, brand new. Motherboard is the N7 white NZXT Z790 with the latest microcode on it. And with a fresh 13600K, should be totally fine. It's performing great. And what was it? A 1200, a C1200. This was a build that I did in conjunction with NZXT before they launched the rental program. Or around the same time. I didn't really look into the rental program. I wasn't going to advertise it. I wasn't going to talk about it. I was not interested in it. But when the person, when someone I knew that was working there was like, hey, you want to do a build? Like, we got these parts. It's enough to almost build a whole PC. I was like, yes. And I built that. And it's one of the nicest looking white PCs I've ever built. Currently on PC Part Picker, the whole list. And I can show you guys the list. Comes out to about $2,700. Minus the Windows license. So, yes, Asus RG Astral overclock triple fan. Yeah, okay. So they're all Astral cards. Wow. Stream is running. Thank you, Alucard. Don't know if you want to sell it on Jawa. I had so far 7 PCs sold of the 12 listed in the course of 1 week. The problem is with Jawa, I would probably need to ship it now. If it's someone in the community, they'll probably be more understanding of the fact that I'm leaving for Taiwan in 2 days. Do you accept a firm financing? Unfortunately, I have nothing set up for that, Adam. Sorry. This is for someone who can front the entire amount, who's been waiting to buy a PC maybe, or they know someone who needs one, because I am just a guy. I'm not a company. But Alucard, setting everything up on Jawa also would take me some time. Getting approved to sell on Jawa would probably take a little time. So yeah, I would have a 3-day window to ship after purchase. Nope, can't do it. It's just, yeah, I need to do it. Thinking of getting the King 95 Ultra. Thoughts? Dariel Manco, I have not interacted with that case, but the King 95 is one of my favorite cases of all time. So yeah. Could have you do it? I mean, suppose so. I haven't done like a photo shoot with it though. I have the stream where I built it, which not many sellers have that. I think not many sellers. Well, I mean, I'm sure that these days, plenty of sellers are like, "Hey, I have the build video or something." But yeah, and you can get the combo of a 13600K and a 4080 cheaper than this. But all the parts in this are curated. They're all like everything that could be NZXT, at least before the debacle. Is NZXT. It's the H6 Flow case. Really, really great case. The thing about it is, I'm kind of conflicted with NZXT because I don't ever want to recommend their pre-builts again. They've outsourced their pre-builts. Their system integration is outsourced. I don't know anything about that operation now. Any feedback I gave them is now moot because they took the feedback. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna improve our QC processes." Now they're not. It's not even them building it anymore. And the same thing for the rental program. It was just a whole nightmare. But their cases are nice. Their fans are nice. Their coolers are nice. It's like, oh man, what do I do? So I can't say anything bad about this build. It's really, really a nice build. A few sellers are tech tubers, but don't include videos in their builds. I think that's a mistake. I think that's something that every buyer should get with a PC. And I think even system integrators should start doing this. Just have some kind of top-down camera wherever your builders are, and have it, and a side camera just showing what they're doing. Doesn't even have to show their faces, you know? And then you send that along with the PC. I think that'd be pretty cool. eBay takes 14.5% plus shipping and tax. God! I mean, if you're a seller, though, you just raise your price in order to accommodate that. Job process is like 30 days and the fees. Yeah. That on you are trusting Jawas. Do you really want to trust a Jawa? Sailor, that's a very, very good point. But yeah, I have some. I should be okay over there. The thing is, I worry about traveling to another country, to another, out of the continent, off the continent, without having some backup funding. And I had that kind of backup funding, but with what happened in January with me paying everything to go to CES and then being stiffed on my sponsorship, that safety net is gone. And it takes time to build up something like that. With content creation, or with what I'm doing, it's feast or famine when it comes to income. And it's been famine for a while. I've been making do. So I really need to start selling some stuff, selling some PCs that I don't need. And I'm going to be doing that. This one is just one that's pretty much ready to go. Other than I want to double check things like the cable management, do things like, and I've had it up here on the workbench, and I've been like working on it, the fresh install of Windows, stuff like that. I did make a mistake, and I'm probably gonna have to reinstall Windows because I was using my Rufus install. I used Rufus to set up Tiny 11, and I set it up with a local account that just says Braethorn already. So I need to fix that. I need to basically probably reinstall Tiny 11 and do that stuff again. And then make sure Windows is all fully up to date. It's just really, whoever's getting this thing needs to understand it's going to take a little bit of time to get it because it's already so late in the game now, and that they need to want to help me out with what I'm doing. But as soon as I get back, that thing is going out. It's a lot to ask of a buyer, so I really wish I had done this sooner. I just really, at a certain point, I did not think I was going to be able to go. It just was not. I was stealing myself for the FOMO of watching all my peers out there with all their reporting, all their videos. Also, I may be doing the thing where on the way back, because last year, on the way back, I had a layover in San Francisco. And of course, that's where the offices and studios of PC World are. And I talked to Adam about it, and he was like, dude, yes. Stay there a couple days. We'll do a video. We'll do the full nerd. Now they're taking the week off after Computex, so it wouldn't necessarily be for working with PC World. Although I'm probably going to grab lunch with Adam or something if he wants to. I would not miss out on that. We might do a video at Computex though. However, two things. I now have some other friends in San Francisco I'd like to maybe visit, and they're opening a micro center that weekend that I'm flying back. That micro center is opening up in San Francisco. Finally. I wish I was able to do mine earlier. Would have helped me go to PAX East. I was unable to go due to financial. Yep. Yeah, I feel you. The thing is, well, let me see if I can. I think I saved the build on PC Part Picker. Let me see. I have a lot of saved builds. Okay, here we go. Okay. Let's bring that over here. Did I get the volume down enough? The music's a little loud. Sorry about that, guys. Really need to automate all this stuff, but I'm not going to do it until I switch over to my regular microphone and Rodecaster Pro 2. Santa Clara Micro Center, you mean? Yes. Can I ask if I can ripped off a bit? Can I name some specs of my build? You tell me if I spent way too much. I suppose so, Diesel. Oh, what's up? How's it going? I see you saying, hey, how's it going? First time catching it live here. Thanks for coming in. Doing that in chat, I mean, I suppose so. I guess so. Sure. I need to see if anyone has filled out the form and gotten in line to get some help, though, first. But, see here. Let me open that stuff up before I switch over. Okay, no one has filled out the form, so sure. The thing is, Diesel, right now, it's pretty easy to feel like you got ripped off because everything is a lot of SIs are raising their prices, stuff like that. Just prepare, like, one thing, there's a couple things you need to know. You can't put everything in one chat because there's going to be a character limit. You'll probably see your chat, but we won't. Secondly, yeah, figuring out prices, if it's used parts, I don't know. If is it a boutique builder, I don't know. There's going to be variables there, but we can try to figure it out if you want. Rogers, what's up? How you been? It's been a minute. What's going on? Diesel, do me a favor. Click the link in the very top of the description and fill out that form, because that's going to tell me some facts about you that will help me figure out whether it was even the right PC for you in the first place. Go ahead and fill that out. No, it's a link in the description right there. I will say this. It's more helpful to come to a live stream before you spend any money. That's probably obvious, I know. But you want to come in here before spending your money, because all we can give you is usually neutral news or bad news in most cases. How much is lots of work and life? Same here. Yes, absolutely. Actually, one thing I'm missing here. Bam! Sorry, chat. You're back now. I'm not doing an unboxing stream, so there you go. Braithorn's Threadripper up and running okay? Nope. I had it up and running for a while, and then it started having memory issues. So I need a stable system for streaming, unfortunately. Yeah, it is a bummer. It is. Great place to get a good handle on what is going on in the space and what to expect for costs and quality. It's just everything is all over the place right now, unfortunately. Dodger Dog, what's up? I don't know if I already said hi, but I'm doing it again if I did. If I didn't, now I'm doing it. There you go. Okay. So this is the parts list for... I should bring up the stream too. Let me do that real quick. I've been sitting on this one for a while. Just sold it a long time ago. I really intended to use it as like my primary system. Sorry, I know I'm not showing my screen, and I'm doing that on purpose. I'll be right... 1 second. 1 second. Okay. So this is... Oh, see, I'm missing stuff again. Let me see. There you are, chat. Hi. Okay, so this is the parts list here. I had to take some liberties because there's one thing that concerns me about the motherboard. It's showing that there's a seller on Newegg that is selling one for like 130. It might be refurbished and not disclosed or something like that, because every other seller, it is $299 for the NZXT N7Z790. Beautiful motherboard. Definitely got that NZXT aesthetic. But other than that, I also had to set a price. This is all current pricing except for that. And if I let the current pricing creep in on the GPU, look at what it would be if there is any pricing. There is none. But the last I saw was $2,300 for this GPU. It's crazy. So, yeah. Now it's just not even available anymore. Got a unicorn on our hands here. And one thing to remember, this is a 4080, not a 4080 Super. Oh no, why not a 4080 Super? It doesn't matter. The 4080 Super was not any kind of increase in performance. Very slight in a couple minor cases. It was about a price drop. That's what the 4080 Super was. The 4070 Super, big increase in performance over the 4070. 4070 Ti Super, moderate increase in performance over the 4070 Ti. 4080 Super was a price drop. That's what that was. But yeah, let's see. NZXT Kraken Elite. Now, on this one, I put 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 because it currently has a kit of 64 gigs. But I'm going to give an option. There's 2200 with a 32 gig kit, 2300 if you want the 64 gig kit, because I can actually use that 64 gig kit elsewhere. That's currently in there. 2 terabyte, 990 Pro. It's supposed to be a 980 Pro. Hold on a second. 980 Pro, 2 terabyte. There we go. Oh, what the hell? No, that's not what I meant to do. I need to edit parts list. Oh, the 980 Pro is more expensive. Interesting. Well, that's what's in there. For the 2 terabytes. So I got to get rid of this one get rid of the 990. There we go. Let's see. We got that Gigabyte Aero OC 4080. The H6 Flow. There are a couple extra fans in there. I didn't add that into the price. I have the 140 millimeter fans in the bottom for intake. They don't come with the case or whatever. I also added another one for the back. Those are not included in the price. Just part of the build. And an NZXT C1200 with what is it? 12V PWR connector native to it and everything. It is currently, out of stock there, but it's nice. $2688 would be the price for all this stuff new, except that I'm guessing with the GPU, because you just can't buy it anymore. And with the motherboard, there is one outlier, and it's a third-party seller on Newegg. I would not trust that. I just would not trust that. So, yeah, there you go. It's a sick build, and this is what it looks like right here, lit up in the darkness right there. I love the way that diffuses the light on that angled intake. That's with the lights on right there. Gorgeous build, all of that. Yeah. There you go. Eric Bergman, what's up? Welcome. What channel is the form under? Diesel, you're watching the stream. The stream has a description. It is in the description of the stream. Let me see. No, that just tells you to look in the description. Hold on a second. I will copy and paste it for you if you can't find the description. I got you. 1 second. There's the form. I filled it out. Okay. Why are we asking what it's on? Okay, I guess you found it after you asked the question. 980 is more popular still. N7 is showing as from NZXT on Newegg and is new. I don't know what the deal is with that then. They have it on their own site for $299. Well, even if we take off the whatever 150, 160 bucks, 180, I don't know. It's still, I'm cutting off quite a bit for the value of the PC, for the price of the PC, bringing it down to 2,200 bucks. So there you go. Anyways, whatever. Don't know what to tell you. You're right, Alucard. I'm cheating everybody. Okay, dude. Thanks. They're trying to liquidate them. They're trying to liquidate them. Alucard, is my mod spamming me right now? What are you doing? I can read. I got you. You said that already. All right, forget. It's $2,000 now. Alucard will not have it any other way. You got it, Alucard. There you go. I don't know how long those are going to last. I guess in a week or so if they're gone or whatever, and the price goes back to $299, whoever got it can be real happy about that. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't look into it because I've been a little busy trying to prep for the trip. But, you know, whatever. It's all good. Syntac, buy my system in 6 months and hopefully in November. Cool. Okay. Baruchi, what's going on? If you did, I wasn't here because I just got here. Okay. Is ordering parts from Micro Center as good of a deal as it used to be? Or is even more of a deal with SI pricing going up? It's probably more of a deal right now, but guess what? Prices are going to go up at Micro Center too. They all get their parts from the same shipping containers. Anarchist Healing, welcome. How's it going? I got home and built my PC a year ago. Best prices at that time. I mean, yeah, their prices. Any time other than now, prices were better. God, that other PC so much. It is it is just the source of so much of my stress over the last year. Posted specs and pics of the build in Discord under tech discussion. Okay. Did you post the price that you paid as well? Just because tariffs might be temporarily lowered, it doesn't mean products already bought will become lower overnight. Oh no, it's going to be months, Org Chaos, until everything normalizes. It's going to be months. And in fact, shortages are also going to be a major issue because of shipments being diverted. Okay, let's see. I got a form submission here. I guess I gotta let me open Discord. 1 second. Finished my son's case swap. Just he doesn't have USB-C and not enough plugs for the ARGB. Just means 15 spent next month to fix it. Well, you can get an ARGB splitter, I believe. And you can get an ARGB splitter, and you can get a rear PCIe slot USB-C that plugs into the front panel header. So you still get that plug back. Yonoko, what's going on? Price stickiness is terrible. Oh, yeah. Okay. I open Discord. Let's... Tech discussion. Oh, that's... Let's say what we're looking at. 1260 for a Ryzen 7 7700, RTX 3080, B650M, 850 watt PSU, 240 millimeter AIO, 32 gigs of DDR5, 2 terabyte NVMe. We don't know which one. 1260. That looks like a good price for me. Yeah, 1260 for that's really good. You didn't get ripped off. You're fine. Jasmine, well, how's yours? It's okay. A little stressed out. Really stressed out. It's showing, I think, a little bit. The cracks are showing a little bit with trying to prepare for flying out to Taiwan on Friday. I have a 12-hour layover. It saved me like $300 on my flight, though. I don't know why it was that way. And there are times where they'll change things for you, like they'll fix it for you. But yeah, like they'll fix a flight or move it to another flight or whatever. But I do want to keep my seat. I'm just gonna find a nice cozy spot at the airport and nap, I guess. Trent Ledford, I want a 5070, but not sure if a big an upgrade it is from the 4070. Trent, if you're on the 4070, you do not need a 5070. The upgrade from 40 series to 50 series was not really good enough to warrant an upgrade from one generation to the next. If you're prior to that, then maybe, yeah. It's not a crazy uplift in performance. Prowler, what's going on? Welcome. Yeah, no, you did fine, Diesel. Sorry if I seem behind. Like I said, first time in here, watched a bunch of your videos, and you do a great job. I appreciate that. Yeah, for the budget that you had, 1,000 to 1,500, and you're doing just gaming at 1080p, that system should do fine. The only thing, if I were like custom making a parts list for you, and like say you had access to a micro center or something, I would have said 7600 X3D or something. For 1080p gaming, that can actually make a big difference. But the 7700 is no slouch. It's fine. It does just fine. It also depends on what kind of gaming you're doing. If you're doing a lot of competitive first-person shooters or just esports titles, things like that, maybe you do need the boost, but you can always upgrade the CPU later to some kind of X3D variant. If you really need high frame rates for that. And the 3080 will carry you for a long time. It'd still be fine. Austin, thanks for the insight. No problem. Thank you for filling out the form. Wish I had funds now, but man, down the road, got to upgrade his RAM and CPU. Okay. It's always good to have an upgrade path. Louis Rossman made an excellent point on the Gamers Nexus documentary and how companies may just keep prices stagnant as American competitors will not offer much of a deterrent. Oh yeah, no, like the ripples of this are going to be felt for a very long time. Very long time. Yeah, that might not ship to the USA for a while. I'm going to talk to... I'm setting up an interview with Rob Teller. People who've been watching the channel for a long time may remember that one of the first events I ever went to, which was PAX East 2022, I interviewed Rob Teller, the lead architect of Height, formerly of NZXT, and just different companies like that. I think Alienware at one point as well, too. Really cool guy, really interesting dude. Also, that is also the only video of mine that Steve Burke has ever commented on. Gamers Nexus Steve has ever commented on because they're buddies. But anyways, if anyone's going to give us some really good insight on that, it's going to be Rob. So that's going to be, I think, now that things are changing so fast, and now that a few weeks have passed since the 3-hour-long Gamers Nexus video, I want to see what Rob has to say. And also I'm going to ask him to, because they went into such gritty detail in that video, I'm going to try to have him like boil it down a little more and try to make it a little bit more digestible for the casual watcher, just to understand how it's going to affect you guys. I think it's going to be a great interview. Every time he and I chat, it's awesome. I love it. I'm a DayZ freak, own servers, and like to mod servers for others. I don't do any competitive gaming. Last of Us and DayZ will most likely be most of what I play. Then you should be fine. Nailed to Gold, what's going on? Welcome. Let me see. I missed some chats. Holy moly, Taiwan, how long is that flight? I'm flying out on Friday, and because of the 12-hour layover and losing time, I think, no, gaining, I don't know. I'm not landing, I think, till Sunday. So, yeah. I'm going to be traveling for a long time. 12-hour layover is brutal. It is. Top J, I can beat that, though, because last year when I went to Taiwan, there was thunderstorms going through Houston, which is where I connect to Houston and then I go wherever. And so flights were delayed all over the place. I missed my flight from San Francisco to Taiwan. They put me up in a hotel overnight, and I lost like a whole day. It was crazy. Good time to learn about the complexities involved in shipping and logistics. Yeah, we're going to keep an eye out for that video. It's not going to come out during Computex because it's not as time sensitive as showing the things that are at Computex, the products, things like that. But it should be within a couple weeks after that I'm going to post that one. But yeah, I'm going to be talking to Rob in a little bit more of a casual circumstance than when they were in that conference room going over. They were casual about it. They were, but the thing is, they opened their books to everyone and showed the kind of profit margins they had and did all this just for the sake of educating people about that. So I'm going to be able to talk to them about it as well, a little bit. If upgrading the same classic card, 70 to 70, the difference will be minuscule. 7600X3D is a bit hard to get nowadays. I don't know if any Micro Center still has any of them. I know that I know an SI who works with Micro Center that is able to still get them. Ironically, some people were suggesting planning a vacation then buying parts in that other country. Well, guess what, Yonoko? If you tried to go do that in Japan as a non-Japanese, as not being a Japanese citizen, they do not allow you to buy graphics cards over there. It's crazy. Only Japanese citizens can buy graphics cards in Japan because of stuff like that. People have that thought. Like, that's one of those ideas that, like, people are going to have. Yeah, that didn't work out. I thought you were talking about Penn and Teller. What? Micro Center doesn't seem to carry the 5700X3D anymore either. Well, that wouldn't apply to this. Wait, was this? This was... yeah, 7700. So it wouldn't apply to this system. But, yeah. Looking forward to that video. Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to sitting and chatting with them. Since parts are from Taiwan, that would make sense to me. On a good note, Level 1 Text has a review of the ARM Workstation desktop. I actually enjoyed watching their video with Steve, where he was just talking about PCIe stuff, just nerding out over it. It's great. Better have some games on a laptop or your phone in hand to keep yourself busy at some time. Okay, chat. Look, I need your opinion on something. I need to hear what y'all think about this. Please help me out. I need to unbox a little something that Razer sent me. And I was thinking, I didn't know how busy it was going to be. I haven't had anyone else submit a form just yet. I'm wondering if I should spend a little bit of this stream just doing that. It's not something where I need to like cross promote with Razer. I'm doing a video for that. But I have something that I need to unbox from Razer, and I think I should just do it on stream now so I can start loading things onto it. What do y'all think? You down for that? A little bonus unboxing? Actually, it's two things. Interesting that is a viable option now. Dude, I want to thank you so much. Apparently, Josh saw my post, and I think it helped me get my PC right. Good. Yeah, he's in the Discord. So, yeah. I'm happy to hear it. But yeah, so I have two things. So I have the... oh, okay. YouTube is saying yes. That I should do it. Do it, knock it out, more bang for it. Absolutely. Rent-a-friend services. They'll probably think you're trying to scam them by having them pay for something. Oh, I'll pay you back or whatever. I don't know. Razer stuff is cool. It is cool. I just bought a 3090 today for $350. It was overheating bad. It needed new pads and thermal paste and new fans. I never got a deal like this. Casey, best of luck getting that thing running tip-top shape. Okay. All right. We'll do that. I feel bad calling them out in Discord like I did, but it helps so much. Anarchist, I need to hear that kind of stuff, though. If you look earlier, someone was threatening legal recourse. You're fine. It should never get to that point. Nailed to Gold. Would anyone offer some guidance? Looking at a 9800X3D with a 9070 XT. Nailed to Gold. If you want me to make you a custom parts list for a DIY build, I do that for free. I think you might be missing the Stream Elements posts right there that say, want help getting the right PC for your budget and needs? Fill out this form. Just fill out that form and I can help you out. Or whether it's a DIY build or a pre-built that's right for you from any of a number of awesome system integrators. Just fill out that form and I can help you out. Oh, it's running great now. Having for 24 hours, GPU average 74C. Steve would love to hear that. All right. Well, we're gonna take a break to do this then. Take a break from all the hard work I've been doing. How's my top down looking? Oh, it's a little. That's fine. Let me get the light on. Perfect. I guess we could start with this. Okay. So, this is not the main thing. You happen to have a Razer branded desk pad for this video. I do not, Org Chaos, but this is not a competing brand necessarily. This is from LTX 2023, and they don't sell it anymore. You actually can't buy this. So there's no threat to Razer in this. I'm gonna... Let's pause the music there. So there you go. What happened to your foot pedal switch? It is busted. My Elgato stuff is dropping like fly. My Elgato things are dropping like flies. So this is not the main thing. This is meant to be an accompaniment to it. We'll open the main thing in just a bit. But Razer was kind enough to send this to me. And it's going to help, I think, a lot with what I plan to do here. This, open this up here. This is Razer's USB 4 dock. It is a 14-in-1 multi-port adapter, Windows and Mac, all that stuff. And 180 watt power delivery from USB-C on this thing, which is really, really nice. Oh, wait, no. Excuse me. That is incorrect. It comes with a 180 watt power adapter because this thing needs to deliver some really solid power if you're doing just a USB-C to something like a laptop. And these are, I mean, look at this. I can't reach my camera right now, but yeah. Because the thing is, when you're looking at certain laptops, you'll hear the term desktop replacement. However, no laptop can truly replace the I/O of a desktop, or at least the I/O capabilities, potential of a desktop. So you need a little bit of help. And it is all in a very nice compact package here. Look at the I/O on this thing. It is crazy. I'm going to zoom in the camera here in a minute, but we're going to look at what else is in the box. Okay, that's just a little nice packaging on here. It looks like pretty much most of it is recyclable, which is nice. This is that honkin' power supply there. 180 watts. That's the power cable for that. This is the power supply. That, for a dock, this is like a laptop power supply. It feels like a laptop power supply. That makes this thing, like say you were wanting to take it with you because say you want to stream from your laptop or something. This makes it a little less portable to have the dock with you because this is the size of the dock almost. And it's thicker. And it's heavier than the dock. That is crazy talk. I would have liked to have seen some, I don't know if this is GAN or not, but gallium nitride, that makes for much smaller power supplies. But, oh well. What are you going to do? There it is. It's just a barrel plug, not something super proprietary, so you can maybe replace this if need be down the line, if it breaks or you lose it. So, but this itself is very, very sleek. Got the rubber all the way around so you can plug it in without having to worry about it sliding. You have both micro. Here, let's zoom in so you can see this better. Well, you know what? Hold on. No, not done yet. Looks like we have a really nice USB Type-C cable here. USB-C to C. It's not labeled anywhere. Something that I'm hoping to see from more manufacturers is, of course, classifying your USB Type-C cables as to what they are capable of. But I mean, it's my only Razer one. It's the only. Here, let's actually go ahead. Okay. I mean, it's going to be the only Razer USB-C cable I have. Plus, the only USB-C cable I have that has green inside of it. So that's the color of USB 4, I guess. And of course, your actual wall plug here for your power supply. There you go. And this, I mean, the thing about Razer is like this feels really nice. It's like a soft, pliable rubber on the outside of this. It is, of course, you got the Mickey Mouse connector there. Okay, so you got that. It's not like a C13 or something. So yeah, this right here, this supplies the power for this. That's kind of bananas. Let's take a look at the I/O on here. I'll see if I can get a list of what is included. Okay. Guess that will do right there. Not a graceful way to see this. It just says card reader. It doesn't give me the specs of it. Is there a booklet in here? Come on. I guess probably look it up, but... Oh, of course you got your Razer stickers. You got to get your Razer sticker. Of course. Okay. So we have well, I really got to look around for this. Okay, so right here is just a USB 2.0 port right there. So I guess you can plug a wireless mouse or keyboard into that, or wired, I suppose. That's all you usually need for those peripherals. USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A is on the B, is under B. So that is here. So we actually have Ethernet, you have DisplayPort, HDMI, so you can put two monitors coming out of this, and of course USB Type-C with DisplayPort. I should just look at this. There's a barrel plug, receptacle for power. This is probably USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A's right here, so 10 gigabit per second. This looks like it is and I can just look here and double check that. That is a USB 3 port, USB 3.0, or USB 3.2 Gen 1. So 5 gigabit per second. Now on the other end over here, there's what is that? What is I? Power button. So this has a power button to it. Neat. And then on this side here, there's so many. There's no way I was going to memorize all these. So I'm just reading it off of this. Let's see. Oh, G was what? I need to point out what that is. Oh, so this right here is actually your upstream. So this gets connected to your device, your laptop, whatever. So that's your USB 4 upstream right there. That's going to provide video signal to these two ports right here. USB 4 is 40 gigabit per second. Scarecrow Live, what's going on? How's it going? If the power brick doesn't get too warm, glue the dock to the top of the brick to minimize footprint. DJ Simple Green, the problem is if you're trying to see if it's going to get too warm without the thing on there, that's not going to tell you how warm it's going to get once you have it on there. Okay, now this side is starting at K. Okay, so good. It's UHS 2. So you have both UHS 2. This is important for content creators to know. The SD card slot and micro SD card slots are both UHS 2 for fancier. They're both UHS 2 for faster transfer rates, which is important when you're talking about tons of 4K footage and all that. I have a 1 terabyte SD card. Okay, if I want to just dump all of that, it's going to take forever with a standard SD card slot. UHS 2 can be nice and fast. Then you have the audio combo jack right here. You have 20-watt power delivery by USB-C right here. So that's for charging your phone, something like that. And then a standard Type-C, which is rated at Gen 2, so 10 gigabit per second. Okay. And this is a 10 gigabit USB Type A. That is a ton of connectivity to fit into this thing. The power supply is the only bummer, really. I have to decide whether I'm taking this with me or not because of the power supply. But other than that, it's going to be super useful. And that's the whole thing. If we're talking about laptops that are powerful enough and priced highly enough to be labeled as desktop replacements, how good would it actually be for replacing your desktop? That's why I wanted this, because that's going to be a big element in that equation. I'm going to put this stuff away, then we're going to unbox the other thing. We're going to get back to the list for anyone who's filled out the form. No one yet has filled out the form. Please do so if you need the help, please. I would be happy to do so. I don't know why I'm boxing this back up. It's going to come right back out. Whatever. That's just... Yeah, because I'm going to be unboxing something bigger now. So, yeah, you need to do that. Let's just clean up here. Probably never get it back in the box the way it was. Although I do have that on film, at least. Let's see how quickly I can do it. Reboxing speed run. Any percent. Is that there? Where was that? Here? That doesn't feel right. There we go. There we go. Don't act like you're not impressed. I don't know if you can see all of it. I'm zoomed in, but still. Oh no! I have to do it all over again. I left out the stickers. Oh boy. Trying not to yank the IEMs out of my ears, because that hurts. So who wants to guess what this is? I am so subtle, I don't think any of you would get it. It's a new car. Thank you, Rutu. Very good. Very good. Definitely a mouse, Dodger Dog. Like, I have like 5 of those Razer USB cables. They feel pretty quality. Yeah, they are. It did. That was really nice. Just brought the Razer Viper V3 Pro. Came in the same box. Real? Are you serious? No, no way. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for that. Oh, that's a return label. Okay. Yeah, chat. So I'm not keeping this. I don't get to keep this. This is not mine. Although, what is it? Full disclosure, they did say I do get to keep the dock, so that's cool. I mean, that's something I'm definitely going to be able to have a use for. So that is much appreciated, Razer. Thank you. Oh man. That's a nice box. It's pretty solid. Oh, this was a review unit, so this one has been opened before. Well, we'll pretend it hasn't. Hold on, just to further the illusion. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That is some cool packaging right there. Welcome to the cult of Razer. Really, you're just going to say that out loud? I mean, we all kind of suspected, but commitment to sustainability. So this is very sustainable packaging here, for sure, for sure. Oh, so that is part of... No, it's not. Okay, so I can take this out. And that comes out too. Okay. We can make a little bit of room on our desk here. Stop it. That is thick cardboard. Wow. Oh, I can't do that part first. What am I, crazy? Hold on. Let me do this first. AC power adapter and regional power cord. That's all you're getting. See this? This is slimmer. This is slimmer than the power supply. Yeah, this is slimmer than the power supply for the dock. That's crazy. And it puts out, it's definitely a gun charger. 280 watts. So 100 watts more. Yeah, this was open before, and that's fine. You can tell. Someone was like, all right, I'm done with my review. We're sending it back. Here you go. But they at least think this is pretty nice, actually, for wrapping up something large like that to wrap up your whole power supply with. That's cool. Okay, 280 watts. Good to go right there. All right, now on to the fun part. Oh my god, this thing is so thin. Jeez. I got to see this for a bit at CES. And I compared it to the 16 from last year, and it is so much thinner. Look at how thin that is. Super, super thin. And what does this have in terms of the GPU? I forget. This might be the 5090 model. I believe it's a 5090 model. So the whole point, I have 2 points to the content I'm making for this. The kind of person who's going to spend, I don't know, let me throw a ballpark number out there. So like $4,000 for a laptop, $4,500, whatever, where you're spending that much, is going to expect incredible performance. You're going to expect to be able to replace a desktop PC with this. Hence the dock. I was thinking, now the I/O and this is pretty nice, and I'll go over that in the video. But yeah, more stickers, gotta have it. And free PC Game Pass, I would hope so. That's nice. So the kind of person who's going to spend something like this is probably, you know, you don't do it obviously if you can't afford it, because then you can't do it. But you're expecting to be able to do everything on this, everything you could do on a desktop without slowing down. And Type C, 2 Type A's. That is, oh, that's probably the power plug right there. I was like, what is that? Combo headphone, microphone jack right there. And full-size HDMI, Kensington lock right there. Another Type C, and likely a UHS-2 SD card reader, full-size SD card reader. Looks like some pretty solid cooling on the bottom, but really the thinness of this and the weight of it, it is so freaking thin. Tons of exhaust on the back. Look at that. The engineering in this thing is bananas. And there's some expandability in here in terms of storage. I should be able to add an entire SD card in here. So what I'm going to be testing with this, single finger test there. Perfect. Thank you. Gigantic trackpad on this. Giant trackpad. Nice clicky keyboard. They increased the amount of travel for each key, even though it's a chiclet. It's not your standard chiclet style keyboard. It actually has mechanical keys in there of a type, of their type, you know. I don't want to make claims on that, so don't listen to me yet until I've done my research on everything. But THX audio, AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX in this one, and I believe a 5090, if I'm not mistaken. So this thing is crazy. The point that what I'm going to be testing is editing video on the go when I'm in Taiwan. I'm going to be editing video. I might even be doing some at the event as well, trying to finalize some videos and export them, upload them, stuff like that. And also just in the Airbnb. That's kind of the point. And I've constantly been searching for the best option for that, be it building small PCs or looking at laptops, things like that. And someone who is a full-time content creator like me, I mean, this is our bread and butter. This is where we make our living. And you can justify very expensive hardware for that because you're making money back from it. But then, hold on. But then this desk over here is going to be a setup where I'm going to try doing a whole setup with this thing and just try using it for a week just to edit video, do stuff like that, see how that goes. And with the combination of those two things, if it does those two things, that's it doing, and also gaming on it, of course. Come on. That's it doing exactly what it says on the tin. It is a very high-end computing device. That's all we need. You can put any restrictions on it you want based on the fact that NVIDIA does the thing of saying, oh, 5090. What do you mean 5090? What do we mean collectively when we say 5090 in a laptop? It ain't a 5090 from a desktop. But what is the actual performance? It's already been benchmarked. You can look at the benchmarks for mobile 5090s if you want. In fact, I don't know. This might even be the 5080. Who knows? But you can look at those mobile benchmarks already. I mean, heck, it doesn't even have 32 gigs of VRAM. It has 24. That's a huge difference. So getting past that is going to require just saying, all right, how does it perform? On its own, is it doing everything that I would want it to do personally? That's all I can really say. I can't speak for everybody else. The whole point is to test whether it's going to work for me. Not that I get to keep it or anything, which is fine. It's okay. I'm not salty about that. Serious. Totally. All right. Safe place for this. Here. Right there. Thank you so much, chat, for letting me do that. I appreciate it. Got that out of the way. I'm still going to get really nice B-roll of it. As a matter of fact, I mean, considering it's like, I think it's about 3 pounds lighter than my current MSI laptop. 3 pounds lighter. That makes a huge difference over 12 hours of walking on a show floor. Now, that's one of my options, though. We know what brought this up, Alucard, when you're like, hope you have some kind of options or something for it, for when you're on that 12-hour layover. Get the music going again. And stop the recording here. There we go. I have that, and I have the ROG Flow Z13. That's probably what I would bust out at the airport, because it's smaller and lighter, and it's gonna do if I want to do something just like playing a Super Metroid map rando on an emulator, that's not gonna require the horsepower of a mobile 5090. So yeah. What kind of... Oh, you're asking about... latest info. Was actually asking Casey about that. That's cool. That's cool. Thank you for hanging out during that, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Lost some of you. It's okay. But yes, Razer 16. I would not want to travel with the Razer 18. I would not want to fly with that or Chaos. It's too hard to find a backpack that can hold it. And oh man, I should have brought that in here. Newer actually sent me a new camera backpack that has also the pull-out handle and wheels on it. Damn, that's going to save my back so much. Because once I get tired of having the backpack on at Computex, I'm just going to take it off and wheel it around. Oh, man. Sorry, LTT, but it's going to put your backpack to shame when it comes to how convenient it is for shows for a content creator. Sounds like you're set for the flight for sure. Yeah, I guess so. At least the Mobile 5090 won't have a burning power cable except for the laptop charger. Yeah. The Mobile 5090 only is like 95 watts, but it's still less powerful than a 4070 Super, which needed 2 times that power. That's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about when you take like if you took this Mobile 5090 out of the laptop and put it into a desktop, which there is something like that being done right now with some parts, and you power it like normal and the cooling is not limited, it can be a lot more powerful. 20 watts, that's more watts than the time-traveling DeLorean. I think that was gigawatts, but don't pronounce them that way around them. They'll get mad. This is gigawatts over there. I thought it was USB-R instead of 4. Alucard? Where does that come from? I hope they don't start doing letters. Kenneth said, howdy, what are we opening? Yeah, so that's my... If I end up taking the dock with me, that's going to be my mobile workstation. That is my mobile workstation. I even have a portable monitor for a secondary monitor, which can help a lot when editing video, let me tell you. Stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be a portable workstation. It's going to make for some really cool B-roll over there. Because guys, the Airbnb I got has a desk that has all windows looking out to the city. It's so cool. And it was cheap, which makes me happy because it's a single bed Airbnb. It's a loft style Airbnb. But I'm going to have such cool B-roll from that. Oh man, I can't wait. Braxton, I am good. I hope you're good too, if I didn't say hi already, because I got all involved with what I was doing. What's the weight on this? 4 pounds? It's a little more than that. I'd have to look. That's why I didn't do an official unboxing style. I just really wanted to get the footage because I can use that, basically. But, you know. Oh, USB Razor. I get it. That is good. Potential of USB-C 240 watt cables does scare me a little. Yeah, or Chaos, did you see that new standard that they're making in China? Replacing USB-C and HDMI and all that. It's insane. 12-hour airport stream incoming. If I could get good internet, sure. Now, what I could actually do is I can leave my checked bags checked and just take my carry-ons and just go and get a hotel room if I want. I don't want to do that, though, because then I have to go all through security again and all that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no idea. Bray, you need a helper droid. I would love that, Sailor. I would love to have that. Fun fact, guys. This is a little embarrassing to think about. But there was a time where I was considering creating a fake AI character because I was so inspired by Make Art Now. If anyone of you has seen that channel, that I really loved that, and I was just like, it would be funny for reviews. Like this would add some levity. It's topical and yada yada. And I had some really funny stuff in mind, but I didn't end up doing it because I ended up moving. So the whole setup that I was starting to put together for it came apart, and I didn't do it anymore. It was really cool though. I got some super cool footage. Yes, G something. It looks really cool. Ray is an anime girl reviewer. Hell, I would rock that. I think I'd be beautiful. Are you kidding me? Hell yeah. Anyway, is anybody going to fill out the form to get some help? Because I want to help some people out. If not, hell, I'll start doing some testing on the laptop. Or, if you guys want, I can do some testing on the PC that I'm selling. Might be kind of cool. That would be me having to set all that up, though. Don't know if I want to do that. Speedwagon equals best waifu. Fight me. Testing equals playing games. I mean, you're right, Green. You're right. I wouldn't mind it. The thing is, you guys have been talking to me like, not all you guys. Mostly all aren't really into laptops. But you guys have seen people come in here before, especially those who've been around for a while. People come in asking about laptops, and I don't review them. This is my chance to do so. The thing is, I can't go in with the same rubric as every laptop reviewer. I have to do my own. It's a problem with me. So it's not going to be your standard, typical laptop review. Just like when I did a GPU review, and I did it my way, so it was an hour long, and it was really terrible. It was terrible. It did terribly. Is your merch store down? Link isn't working. Do I need to renew my... No, I don't need to renew my domain. My emails work. What the hell? I guess I need to renew my domain. Make sure I'm not showing my screen. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Oh, that was February. Wait, no. Wait, who did that? Oh, Dan, 4 minutes ago. It's not showing because my alerts from my OBS setup are not in my Meld setup. Dan, thank you for the $75 dono. Dan, I really appreciate it. Thank you. I can't buy your PC, but I can help a bit with the trip. Thank you so much. It didn't show on the stream, and I apologize for that. It really should have. Thank you. That was very generous of you. G-Code, what's going on? I still need to email you, G-Code, about your the keyboard for you, and I will do so. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, Bray, my PC turns 1 year of my service this week. Congrats, nice. Sorry I didn't catch if you answered if you need a key for the PC for sale. A Windows key? I've got a couple. I'm good. I have a few in the unused ones. So I'm gonna be able to put a key on there. It's not a problem. No rush, no, you're busy. I do appreciate that. With the lead up to Computex, it is crazy. So it probably won't ship out until after that. Funny that you mentioned that. Araki was inspired by Fist of the North Star and referenced that for the R style. Very true. 280s Fist of the North Star. It is very much that. Yes. If had I seen that Naruto, I would have mentioned the same thing Alucard did because it's true. Okay, so. That was quite the 2FA code. No, I have auto renew on. And it doesn't expire till 2026. It must be my fourth wall then. Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to them because they have to do the forwarding internally, and I guess that turned off. So, okay. Thanks for the heads up. I will say there's something that I should do that I haven't done on Fourth Wall, and that is allowing Twitch chatters to gift each other's or to gift stuff to chat from the merch store, and then I think there's a giveaway for it every time or something like that. It's pretty cool. You know of any announcements that are being made at Computex? Probably the 5060. Well, no, that's supposed to have come out, or it's coming out like during Computex. It's coming out during Computex, so they're going to talk about it. That's NVIDIA. I have, Chad, I need your input on this. I'll talk to Fourth Wall tomorrow. Thanks for the heads up, Dan. I appreciate it. I think just not a lot of people have looked at the merch store, so yeah. Oh my god, another one? Are you serious? Are you serious? No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Show me the freaking calendar. What is wrong with Windows right now? Jeez. I just need a quick look at the calendar. Okay. So I have, the thing about it is, guys, you'll get in, once you start to know some of the people at these companies, you'll get invites to parties or dinners and things like that. So far, I've gotten, I think, 5 invites. All of them are on Thursday night. All of them. Freaking Lee and Lee, Cooler Master, PGG, Frights. All of them happening on Thursday. There's another one. I can't remember it. What the hell, man? I'll bet I'm waiting to hear back on the Corsair one. I'll bet that's on Thursday. It is nice to hear back from Trike. So that's where I saw that. I was like, oh no, come on. I'm gonna be like party hopping on Thursday, which I guess is fine. But go to the one your BFF works for. I've got a lot of friends in the industry though now. Like, they're all nice people. $50-60 the same time, $90-60 from what I remember at least. Yeah, AMD should be announcing the 60 cards. 7700X 3D CPU announcement, maybe. Do you know of any? Okay, so 5060 is released right before Computex. Times so reviewers can't release a review unless they're not going. Yep. Another one has been my response when I keep getting sales notifications from Java before I go to bed. Well, that sounds awesome. It's not that, Rurutu, okay? I mean, like, I don't know. Go to the one with the open bar. That's, I think, all of them. And I don't drink. Nah, we would like to keep our friends and partners. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And it's funny because, like, I don't know. I thought for sure I would be able to sell this. I mean, I should have put the full post in the Discord. I was 90% done. And then I forget what I was doing. I had to reboot my PC for something. And so I did, and my post was gone. And that was like 2 days ago. I should have just gone in and done it again, even if it wasn't as good looking or well written out as the other one. I should have posted in Discord a couple days ago, but so now I'm like a little nervous about that. But thanks to Dan, at least I'll be a little bit less stressed about that. And you'll just have to make an appearance at all of them, 30 minutes each, and move on. Yeah, 2 of them are dinners though. So I'm just gonna be on Friday. I'm just gonna be dead tired. What I'm probably gonna do, I'll tell you guys this. I went to the Lee and Lee one last year, and it was the craziest one. So that's probably the last one, because that's probably the one that's going to go the latest. The thing is, I think the Cooler Master one is at Cooler Master HQ, because they don't have a booth at Computex this year. I am booking it to go to the HQ and do the thing there, and I've never been there, so that's really cool. But yeah, so their party's probably at the HQ too. I'll check the menu for what would be in the party. I'm not going to ask that. They're not releasing that information. That'd be sweet to check out the HQ. I'm definitely gonna stop by the Cooler Master one for that reason. They have a very cool looking headquarters. It would be cool to get. But I mean, I'm gonna be going there anyway for the booth tour, all that. Just see what they've got. The thing is, Cooler Master has pre-builts, and I'm gonna be covering those. We were supposed to start last summer, but I mean, the communications fell apart as they do. It does happen. It happens a lot. Trust me, guys. This time, thankfully, I had sent my response and I was waiting for one back and didn't get it. So Cooler Master can, they can feel bad about that, but I don't hold it against them. I was busy anyway. But yeah, Cooler Master makes some pretty nice pre-builds. So we're going to be checking one of those out later this year. And by the way, guys, if you're like, what is he doing? We're just chatting, I guess. We're just waiting for someone to submit a form and get some help. We already unboxed my laptop and dock. So I don't know what else to do here. But no, here's something crazy. So who here saw the LTT video with Splave, by the way? That just came out. With Alan, with Splave. Is that Igor1980 gifting 2 tier 1 subs to the community? Let's go, nerds! That is a tier 1 sub for Toxic WZ and Azret33. Welcome to the Swarm. What's up, Igor? Thank you, bud. I appreciate. And for the tier 3 sub. Hell yeah. 18 months. 3 tier 3 sub. Damn. Thank you, Igor. How you doing? Or Chaos, I skimmed it. They OC'd the system. At least watch the part where he talks about his thermal paste, because it is very interesting. It's a very interesting thermal paste. It's a happy medium between thermal paste and liquid metal. You got to see that part at least. But the thing is, Splave has Splave PC now. But wait, what? I didn't do anything with a column. What are you talking about? Oh, I see what the problem is. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. So I met Alan when I went to the Splave PC and Ice Giant suite at CES. Also, Fractal was there, which was really cool. But yes, and that's actually, they gave me this chair. That's where I got this chair from. But it's weird. I don't know if it's weird or not for me to say this, but I felt like we were just instantly buds, me and Splave. Because I mean, the guy is like 8 feet tall. The mountain from, yeah. Okay, that's also imagine that, but PC nerd and world champion overclocker. That's Splave for you. That's Alan for you. And so I was messaging him asking if he was going to go to Computex. They're like neck deep in product launch now, so they couldn't go. And knowing him, he's been to Taiwan a million times, so it's like whatever. But he did say this. He's like, once you get back though, you want to review a PC? Like, hell yeah, we're going to be ready to do that. I'm like, yes. And then he said, let me bring this up and read what he said, because this made me happy and also nervous. I don't know if you guys realize it, because I use a full frame sensor and a wide angle 20mm prime lens. But this is a small room. This is not a big room. To give you an idea, I can almost touch the lens here. That's what wide angle lenses do. Like if I lean forward, I just touch the lens. There it is. This is what wide angle lenses do. They can make small spaces feel larger, which is why real estate postings, they use wide angle lenses for that, to make the places that they're leasing out or selling or renting or whatever, all that they're listing, they make the place look bigger with wide angle lenses. Well, that works here too. It makes this room look a lot, like twice as big as it is. It's not like I could reach to the sides and touch the sides of the room, but if there were two of me, just about, yeah. Okay, so what he said was this. Doing the thing again, 1 second. He said this, I'm thinking I'll come down after that, after you get to play with it for a while, if that's cool. I like to pop in on content creators I like and admire. Can you? How sweet is this dude? That is just the nicest freaking thing. Also, I freaked out because I was like, you're gigantic. We would be like, have you ever driven a Mini Cooper with another big dude next to you? That's what we would be like in here trying to work or film something. I don't have an environment that is conducive to that kind of collaboration. And that bothers me. That makes me super sad. But yeah, no, like these two desks, I can like we would be shoulder to shoulder in here. It wouldn't work. Had I followed through with my garage studio plan, I'd be all about it because it would be furnished, air conditioned, everything would be done, and we could film all kinds of stuff. That would be super cool. But just having Splave tell me that, that's just like validation right there. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're thinking of getting into content creation, take validation wherever you can get it because you're going to want that. You're going to be looking for it. Imposter syndrome is a nasty beast, and it comes for us all. Buddy said if I was uncomfortable with it, he was laughing about it. He laughed it off. He was like, if you're uncomfortable, we have a friend in Austin that has a studio set up. So look forward to a PC review for Splave PC and then a collaboration with them as we go over it some more. He's been they're super open to criticism and constructive criticism because that's the kind that I like to give out. And commentary and suggestions, they've been super open to that. Plus, the PCs are going to come with the new Ice Giant coolers that I did a YouTube short on, which they're super fascinating, very cool. Phase change cooling. Peter, what are you doing on the list? What's going on here? What is this? Thank you for using the emote, by the way. Yes, it is cozy in here. Have not seen anything from them other than their Chongus cooler. Well, now they're doing Alucard. Apparently, you need to watch that YouTube short that I put out, or you can watch it on Instagram Reels if you want. But their phase change AIO essentially is coming out. They're coming out with that, and it is super sick. It is so cool. That was me and my sister's old Volkswagen Beetle when we were teenagers. Any motion I made would shake the entire car. Alucard, you are a tall man, so I could see that being a thing. You should check it out. Absolutely. Now, there are going to be more in-depth videos on that, and I'm going to do one too. That was just a short, but I think you'll like it. Can we get some details on the PC you're selling? Dodger Dog? Absolutely. This is the parts list right here. It's the H6 Flow RGB. It's gonna 13600K. Brand new in the box. It's not the one I tested with or anything like that. It's brand new in the box. The NZXT N7 Z790 motherboard, all white right here, with the latest microcode, latest updates. Kraken Elite 360 with the screen, all in white. Samsung 980 Pro 2 terabytes. It currently has 64 gigs of DDR5 6000 installed in it. I plan on selling it with 32 gigs because I can use that kit for a build. But if you want to keep that, I was going to raise the price by $100 to accommodate the price increase and the RAM. But it would come with a 32 gig kit of DDR5. It has the apparently impossible to get now Gigabyte Aero OC RTX 4080, which is a beautiful white and silver GPU. And it has an NZXT C1200 ATX 3.0 power supply with 12 bhp WR native to it. This is what it looks like right here. It is a gorgeous, beautiful, and gorgeous PC. Here, more appropriately, this is it in purple there. There you go. It is the cleanest white build I have ever done. Looks like he sells his thermal paste on his site, Splave 1 high performance thermal paste. I have a couple of syringes of it. I should definitely use it in a build. Okay, Skeeter said, so I hit gaming as a use case, but I'm not sure if it necessarily fits. Basically, my little sisters have a really crappy burned up laptop to use for school, and I want to build something that will be reliable for them. Skeeter, that's awesome. What's the actual max budget for it? You picked a 500 to 1,000? They do play some games, but I'd say good 95% of said games were designed for Windows XP. Disk drive would be a must. Oh, disk drive would be a must? That could change the price of the case, depending. I mean, there's a fractal one. Could go with that. But Dodger Dog, were you interested in the PC? Something I was talking about earlier was that it's so close to me flying out for Computex. I don't know if I'd be able to ship it before I go, but it would ship out as soon as I get back, basically. Let's see what we can do with 500 as a max. Peter, that's that I don't know about that. At that point, you're talking about maybe getting a used office PC and putting a little graphics card in there. I don't know what with the right now. You're talking about a really disrupted market. Everything is getting more expensive right now. I don't know that I'm the one to look for a $500 DIY build. I'll call back to Pop Air case. Also, old games might have compatibility issues with Windows 10 or 11. That's true. I just built but my brother is now kind of shopping around for a PC. I'll let him know. How much are you selling that one for? Well, the PC part picker list shows it at $2688. Although there is an opportunity, you can get the motherboard cheaper than that if you get it off of Newegg. You can get it for cheaper than $299. It's $299 elsewhere, but you know. Anyway, I'm selling it for $2,200. And I want to note that when I first looked at this, the Aero OC 4080 was coming in at $2,300 and the only place you could buy it. Now you cannot get this GPU, so I can't price compare. It was not $1,200 when it was first sold. It was like $1,400, something like that. But let me see. How could I check that? I don't know that I could even check that anymore, what the original price was on that. But the Aero OC was a pretty expensive card. Thick Feather M. Jukis. What's going on? Welcome. Dude, is there ever any point to no PC configuration if you're going for a gaming laptop? Is there anything I can do there at all, I mean? Well, generally, you can't change out stuff like the graphics chip, because it's not really necessarily a card at that point. You can't really change out your CPU. They're usually all soldered in. You can usually add, maybe you can upgrade the RAM by adding more memory, or you can upgrade the storage. That's usually about it, unless it's a framework laptop. I still want to make an NZXT build. We'll look into the H6 for sure. That's the case I would probably go with. It's my favorite one out of their lineup. Gaming laptop. You look at monitor refresh rate and GPU. Rurutu, how are you going to look at the GPU? Are you talking about if you're buying one? They already have a school laptop, is what they're saying. If there was like a USB graphic booster I could buy for like $2,000. If the laptop has Thunderbolt 4, you can actually get something like that. Yes. What's up, Coggle? If I didn't say hi before, welcome. How you been? Yes, Thunderbolt 4. Okay, so you're looking for basically a Thunderbolt 4 GPU dock, and then you just get a desktop GPU and you plug it in. There you go. But are they really that expensive? With graphics card prices as they are, it could easily be that expensive. Like if you wanted a 5080, that's like $1,600. And the Thunderbolt 4 GPU dock can be $400 easily. So yeah, it could be $2,000. We even need a graphics card for old games like that web surfing and office stuff. I mean, if you're talking about like, I mean, Flash isn't the thing anymore, but it could be a compatibility issue. Yeah, it could. But Sick Feather, it could be cheaper if you're looking at a cheaper GPU, you know? But Dodger Dog, let me know. The price is $2,200. I'm probably going to bring it up a few $100. Just because of I don't know. Bring it to around the price of the PC part picker list. When I get back, maybe a little bit less, because it was very slightly used. It was like extremely slightly used during that stream. That was pretty much it. And then me setting it up with fresh out installation of Windows now. That's how much use the system has seen. But that's after Computex. Basically, I'm discounting it. Like $400, $500, $600, however much, $100 now because I need the funds. And in fact, earlier I said $2,000. The thing is, I will regret it. Like there was was it 4090 that I sold for I think $1,000, like 8-9 months ago, and I regret that so much now. But it went to a good person, so that's okay. Which live was that on from how many days ago? Days? No, this was a long time ago. It is a deal because... what's up, Erica? How's it going? It's a hell of a deal because I am... Oh, the CPU is a 13600K, brand new. The N7Z790 has the latest microcode on it. So yeah. But it's a deal because I'm going to Taiwan and I spent everything on getting there and getting an Airbnb. And I'm going to have a little bit of money, but I'd like to, I mean, this also could help me with stuff like, what if I want to do something where I go to the tech mall there, which is insane, by the way. I love the tech mall over there. And what if I do something where I want to go over there and actually see what it's like to buy stuff there, buy a little something or whatever. It could be part of a YouTube short or something. I just need to have some flexibility and a safety net while I'm out there. International travel is a little nerve-wracking right now. I just want a little bit of a safety net. Also, I need to stay in San Francisco a couple days after or on the way back. So I still need that. Like, those are the kind of sales I got to find. Yeah, no, it's a hell of a deal. Like, insane deal. It is plus shipping, by the way. It is plus shipping. If I at the point where if I were pay shipping for it too, I'm losing way too much on it, and I'll just hold on to it. So it's $2,000 plus shipping, which is probably gonna make it $2,200 anyway. There are a few Aero 4080s sold recently on eBay. They were USED and ran between $1,100 and $1,250 US. So then I priced it appropriately at $1,200. So that's fine. The last time I saw one, it was $2,300 if you buy a brand new one, and this one is essentially pretty brand new. Haven't used it really for anything else. I'm just gonna play some WoW Classic then. I mean, yeah, just so you know, Sick Feather, that is an option. Just USB 4 or Thunderbolt 4 GPU dock. Look that up and then get any GPU you can get your hands on. But Erica Faye, I hope you've been doing well. How's it going? Can you remind me of something? Back when I first started doing gaming streams again, and I was talking about doing speedruns, I think you were one of the few people who was genuinely enthusiastic about me speedrunning anything. Was that you, by the way? Somebody was. And I think I remember it being you. Will be as used like new, exactly. I mean, I used it for 2 streams. This GPU went into a Y70 build, and then I did it in a comparative build in the H6 Flow with all the same parts. I did 2 streams worth of gaming testing and stuff. Anyway, the reason I bring that up is one of the people I might be hanging out with in San Francisco is Emmett, who is a retro speedrunner that I got to know at TwitchCon last year. Just a really, really cool dude. We've rated him a few times. Really nice guy. You can call that burn-in test. Absolutely. Yeah, the Metroid Link crossover things have been bonkers. My mind can't even wrap my head around those runs. Have you been doing them yourself as well? By the way, who here knows... Wait, why am I looking just at that? That's... There we go. Who here knows what an archipelago is, by the way? The fun little question for you. Not the geographical feature. That's not what I'm talking about. Not the landmass, not the or many of them, or whatever. Or not many of them, but yes, many of them actually. Yeah, there you go. It's where two or more people have a multiplayer session that involves randomizers in same or different games, and then the items can be flipped between them, where one player gets items for the other player and vice versa. So I might be doing one of those with ADEF, actually. If you guys remember, I did the unboxing of ADEF's PC from Paradox Customs. What an insane PC. But I might be doing an archipelago with ADEF. And I don't know. I'm going to see what Emmett wants to do when I'm in San Francisco on the way back from Computex. I'll see if he wants to do. We might just grab dinner or something. I don't think it's going to be... I'm not going to insinuate myself into his stream situation or be like, hey, can I be on your stream? Hi. You know, everybody, he's a bigger streamer than I am. You know? I'm not going to do that. That's in bad taste. I'll see what he wants to do. He's actually in Iceland right now. He likes... I've noticed something about full-time speedrunners. They love to travel. What is the deal with that? Like Oats and Goats going to Ireland, and Emmett travels all the time. It's like they do their subathons just so they can travel. Funny. They got that itch from AGDQ, I suppose. I know. And I wish I really wanted to go to SGDQ this year. Just because I know some of these guys now. But there's no justification for me to go there. And also, Computex is costing me a lot of money. So I can't really justify it. I mean, wouldn't you if you had nothing else to do? They have a lot to do, though. Those guys practice so much to get the times they do. It is crazy. Speedrunning the Earth. I love that. Robert, that's great. Yeah, speedrunning the Atlas. Yeah. Oh, but no, I've seen them grind. It is crazy what they do to get things into muscle memory. Like I'll be just casually running the Dread any percent route, Metroid Dread any percent speedrun route, just to do it because it's so much fun. And I'll be like, oh, my time's getting pretty good. And then I see what the latest world record is. I'm like, 1 hour, 7 minutes. What the hell? Oh my God. They're going to get sub-hour soon. I don't know if that's still a world record. That was a while ago. And I'm there at like hour 35, hour 40 minutes. And I'm like, God. I guess the tricks that I skip because I don't like them, I need to practice those. But I'm not competitive in that. I got my own thing going on already. I got something going on. I got stuff going on. Instead, what I want to do is, just like with ADEF, who is deeply involved, of course, with all the GDQ stuff and makes amazing content, is an awesome streamer. He was desperately in need of a new machine. And while I really like doing giveaways, I want to explain this to you guys really quick because I think it might come off wrong if I start saying stuff like, instead of doing giveaways, I want to get systems into to content creators who need them. I have a deep understanding that people want to get into PC gaming, and it's a really attractive hobby, and I want to help people get there. And that's what I do. That's what I've dedicated my career to. Giveaways, though, while fun, thousands of people enter, only one wins. Welcome to Thunderdome. These guys, though, other content creators I know, speedrunners, things like that, they entertain or inform, if they're more informative in their content, their own numbers of thousands of people, okay? And if I can help them do that, because I understand the struggles of being a content creator without a solid tool to work with, without that's your main tools, your PC. If I can help with that, if they're not in the space, in the PC space, and they don't have those connections, I like helping make those connections with different SIs that work better with different kinds of content creators, things like that. If I can help them out, that makes me really happy because I'm a fan of speedrunners. I like what they do. I'm a fan of people who take video games and just like break them down into insane mathematics like ADEF does. That's just cool, man. And it can be hard to make. That's a hard investment to make when you're a full-time content creator. If you're not in the millions of subscribers, you're not rich. You're making it, but it doesn't mean you're wealthy, you know? The struggle was real, but no longer. Robert, you get it. I'm sure you get it. How's that thing running, by the way? Yeah, when you're in the casual space, just beating your own time feels cool. It does. And Erica, the thing about like getting into a flow state as a casual is crazy feeling. It feels bonkers. It's like, whoa, I got that. I have that. Whoa, okay. Of course, you get out of your flow state immediately when you're like, what did I just do? That's crazy. I remember when I first started doing randomizers I was so bad at certain things. When I was just doing, okay, I'm going to do the SMZ3, so let me do a Super Metroid randomizer, and I'll do a Link to the Past randomizer separately. Because knowing those things you learn the games really well when you have to know the location of every item and how they help you progress. There were certain things, looking back now at that gameplay, I would probably cringe into infinity. Because I've gotten a lot better at both of those games. Pop off into falling into a hole 3 times. I still do that though, but then again, you'll see like world world record holding speedrunners do those kinds of things too. It just means a reset for them. Whereas for me, I'm just like, I'll just keep going. But really, what I liked getting a glimpse of, particularly this past TwitchCon, was into the speedrunning community. I mean, the community amongst the speedrunners. I've been following Nutty for a long time. He makes amazing videos on streaming and streaming technology. I actually didn't know he used to be a speedrunner, and so he integrated with that. Like, we all went out to dinner together. Had what was it, Brazilian barbecue, and I was just like, yeah, dude, no, these are his people. And it was really cool to see that. Reminder to clean off those PC dust filters. Just blew out some sizable dust bunnies after being overdue by a couple months. It can make a big difference, everyone. Be sure to clean out your PC. Bears, Beats, and Battlestars, what's going on? Welcome. How you doing? Peter, what if we just start piecing something together and see how low within that range we can get? Reason I want to do a build versus buy something used is... Okay. Go on. You might have run into the character... I don't think you ran into the character with that. My youngest sister was designing electrical circuits at 5 years old. If I bring PC parts over and tell her to build it, and I'll guide her, she'll be hooked. All right, we're doing this. We're doing this, for sure. Eric, the suspense. I see you shiver with anticipation. Amazing. Need to find a good monitor to match. Installed the new 200S boost feature microcode. Even better. Just spending time learning video editing so I can help others. Very cool. Yeah, I thought about that, and I actually didn't install that in 8F's PC either. I see it as optional. I see that as them trying to catch up a bit with the gaming side of things. I don't see that as necessary. But let me know how that's working for you. I can always walk them through the setup. Hit send by accident. You're good. No problem. And please keep all pets away from the PC and keep the PC off the floor. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Let's do a PC part picker list and see what we can put together. As low price as we can. Let's start a new list here. Let's choose our case first, because there is, if you need a disk drive, my main recommendation actually is going to be just to get a USB disk drive. It works just as well. However, there are some cases, and I could even I can probably go here and let me see if it has a thing for bays. You need a 5 1/4 bay. Okay, here we go. External 5 1/4 bay 1. That should narrow it down quite a bit, and then we go by price. Let's see. That one actually has a front intake fan. Okay, the 41000 USB 3.0. This guy right here is probably what I would go for, but it does not look like it comes with how many fans. Let's look this thing up. Is this MATX? Looks like it comes with one fan. That might be fine, actually. Yeah. I mean, we can run it. MATX. More is probably not needed in this case. Okay, yeah, already answered that. Attack the chickens in Skyrim, then run for your life. I see. That sounds like Link to the Past to me. Dr. Mitch, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it always. We can run it with this one. MATX, but with a 5 1/4 bay. It's kind of cool. There's better pictures here. But yeah, up here, that's where you have these knockouts here to be able to put in an internal optical drive. SATA, internal optical drive. I'm waiting for the Chocobos thanks to Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering set coming out soon. Nice. I don't know whether to thank Past Me or be angry at Past Me for never getting into Magic the Gathering when I tried. Okay. Now, this is where it's a little difficult. We might want to look at AM4. I know, it's out of date. It is deprecated now. It's no longer... They're not really making... But the thing is, price-wise, AM4 is probably the way to go. Plus, for a first-time builder... PGA rather than LGA can be a little bit safer feeling. It's much harder to mess it up than when you have pins in the socket. So let's look up AM4. Price. Ryzen 5 4500 is $60. It is cheaper than the 4100. It's a 6-core Zen 2. I would rather say 5500. It's more. It's $74. But it's also cheaper than the 3600. Ryzen 5 5500 is kind of goated for budget builds, from what I understand. Try that. Motherboard, AM4. We need MATX. Oh, the green. Really, okay, B450M is nice for that price. B550M also as an option. Let's assist. Yeah, it's like $5 more to get B550M. Not the worst IO for this price bracket for sure. It's a $75 motherboard. You're not going to use these. They take up a ton of space, but what are you going to do? And also, that CPU doesn't have onboard video, so those are even more wasted space. Also, the HDV. You have 2 slots for RAM. That's fine. You going for 30 series or 40 series? Probably AMD, honestly. Probably Radeon. 6650 XT or something. 6650, something like that. We'll see. Prime A520. And I don't want to go for an A-class motherboard if I don't have to. Okay, I guess we'll go with this guy right here. Okay, memory. Memory at least is not going to be expensive. Let's try to go for, I would say 16 gigs. The problem is this only has 2 slots of RAM for RAM, so it you can't add more to upgrade it later. But I mean, RAM DDR4 is so freaking cheap. Let's try to go for, hell with it, why not? 32 gigs. I mean, if you said, let's see, we'll come back. We can always lower it if we want. Madman210 says, bro, what's up? For your current used bank account, I would thank the past you for not getting into it unless you were lucky with some old cards and kept them in good condition. True. You're a good man, but PC building isn't reasonable anymore thanks to NVIDIA. Don't worry, I already told them that. And Sup7, hi, welcome. How's it going? It's been said the reason they sell PS2 was for OCing, but that reason doesn't make sense for low-end mobos. It does not. Oh, Ensup, thank you for being in both chats. I'm getting into PC gaming lately. Nice. What's the best time to get a PC in your opinion? Not this one. This is probably the worst time. And it's going to be pretty bad for a couple of months. At best, it's going to be pretty bad for a couple of months. And that's because the supply chain is going to be having ripple effects stemming from April 2nd up to now, to where now things are finally maybe turning around. That's going to ripple for months because shipments were diverted. There were things that were brought into the country that were paid all those high tariffs on, and that stuff's going to be more expensive. But currently, prices aren't insane yet because companies are selling the stuff they already had in stock. And then the fact that shipments were diverted for many products means scarcity is going to raise prices even more. So we're probably looking at maybe Q3 for things to stabilize. Maybe. We're in Q2 right now, quarter 2 of the year. Or the new AMD GPUs are fairly decent, but the pricing sucks. AMD GPUs have been more than fairly decent for several generations now. Yeah. Pricing sucks all around. I mean, that's just the nature of it. It already hit 2x16, and we're looking at $42 for this one. Let me find one I am a little more knowledgeable about. I guess Team Group, B-Force, Vulcan. I mean, the price barely changes by a few dollars as you go through this. I mean, G-Skill's well known, but I'm not too familiar with the Aegis. Air 3200. CL16. All right, sure. That'll do. Right there. So we're at 252. This one's a challenge right here. This is a challenging build. Like I normally wouldn't necessarily recommend AM4 socket AM4 anymore. It's an end of line platform. The socket is they're not really making anything for it anymore. But when you're looking at a budget build, it's still kind of goated for that. So, you know, you can afford. That's why I'm glad I purchased my parts now instead of waiting. True. The onboard GPUs with processors like the 8700G are raising the bar for what even should be made a dedicated GPU anymore. Yeah, quite good. 12100 is also around the same price too. True. More upgradability there too, but it's in 13th or 14th gen, unfortunately. I can change that. I can change the motherboard and CPU. I can do that. I don't know if the motherboards are around the same price though. Storage. I really don't want to put less than a terabyte in there. And you can get that like the NV3 for $65. Yeah, let's do that. That's a terabyte of storage right there. Still need power supply. Okay, choose a video card. Let's go AMD Radeon. Let's look for... Oh, you know what? There's also the ARC cards. B570. They're available. But for a new PC user, I would look for something that's a little bit more... that has that polish, you know? Although the Battle Mage cards are much better when it comes to that. Yeah, let's put a Quadro card in there. Okay. RX 6600 and 6600 XT and 6650 XT. All right, RX 6600, 8 gigs, VRAM, 219. That puts us at 537.93. We don't yet have a power supply. I can bring it down to 16 gigs of RAM. That'll help, but it still won't be under budget. Let's look up this one. I've seen this one used quite often here, so... Assets. Help. There we go. Here. PSU tier list. Direct link. There we go. Zero. Okay. Okay, that's why. Let's take another quick look at this. A650BN. Okay. ABN. Here we go. 650 watts. C. Capacitor fans appear to be variable based on region/batch. But C tier for a budget build, yes. You just don't want an E or F tier. Or even C minus is a little, yeah. So we got a decent one right here. For $65. Now this should come with a CPU cooler. Just the stock AMD cooler is going to come in there. Is a 200 hertz monitor good for gaming? Sure. Be sure not to mention the resolution or anything, or the size of the monitor. 4070 Ti. Oh, you're asking what GPU? I see. The Apevia Galaxy would be a good one to go with too. Oh yeah. Yeah, there you go. How much does RGB RAM add to the costs? Well, it's not that. It's just that every kit in this price range is just non-RGB. So it's, I don't know. We really have to, what I was looking for was the functionality of it, the capacity, the frequency, and the latency. But if you want me to go by that, I can. Let me see if there's an RGB option here. RGB, yes or no. No. Doesn't seem to be. We have to look really closely at these, or like, I mean, if you don't like the aesthetic of these, the Aegis ones, that's fine. You can look at different ones. Most of these are just not going to be RGB until you get up to here. $52.99. It's not that much, but these are also kind of hideous, unless you think they look good, in which case, yeah, they're great. The Oloy Warhawk RGB 32 gigs, $52.99. Versus, I think, 40. What was this kit that I had in there? Versus $49.99. So it's $3. But you really got to like this design. You really got to like this design. The TimeTech Pinnacle RAM does pretty well. Have used them in different flips and had no issues with them. Is it RGB? They are very funky looking. And you better hope you don't have a big CPU cooler with a lot of overhang. It is, yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing, is the speed is less. It is 33,000 instead of 3,200, and it is still CL16. But that's the thing, is like, how much more is it for, you know, that kind of took the performance out of the equation. Now, the Silicon Power is DDR4 3600 CL18, which is similar and kind of what I would go for a 5000 series Ryzen processor. Non-RGB is fine. Okay. But this kit was $55.99, so $5 more, $6 more. But you know what? It's going to add it. No, I won't do it. Okay. Let's go back. So this is at $602.92 with a $10 mail-in rebate. The CPU cooler will be included with the CPU. And now the last thing is this. You'll need a Windows license probably. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to put it in there. You can not activate Windows, but it does take away some of the customization of Windows that you get. But you know, you can get it from my YouTube sponsor, VIP CDK Deals. It'd be like $20 with my code. Not too sure about Apevia. I have 3 failed ones here, says Robert Fixit. Interesting. Things you can get away with getting used if you need to is the motherboard, GPU, PSU, depending on the seller, RAM, and maybe CPU. I mean, PSUs do last a long time. You know I know where to get Windows. I know you know. So this is above budget, but it's not bad. It's not bad. The other thing I can do is I can switch this to Intel with a 12100, as was recommended earlier, or 12100F, and an Intel motherboard. Can do that if you want. I don't know what it's going to do to the budget, though, or the end price. I'm the cheapest guy in the room, and even I don't go Apevia. Yeah, that's a good question, Alucard. Which model is it? The 1200 price might be right around the same. in my humble opinion. What about the motherboard pricing though? Can we get something? This is not a fully, like, incredibly thoroughly feature, like, it doesn't have a ton of features. It's got some, like, let me see here actually. You have the M.2 right there. Is there more than one? If not, I'm glad I'm putting a terabyte in here already. Damn, that is a scaled down motherboard. I don't like motherboards in this price bracket, I'm finding out. It has a single M.2 socket on it. One M.2. You cannot add M.2 storage to this. You can only add SATA storage to this after the fact. Let's see what Intel has just... Okay, sure. We'll take off this and the CPU. $12100F is $8249. Similar. That should come with a cooler. Motherboard. Price. We want MATX. Not an H610, thank you. B660M HDV. It is more expensive. It is more expensive. We were looking at a $75 motherboard. This one is $9349 for the ASRock B660M HDV. Also, you lose the whole pin grid array thing. This does have dual M.2 though, so that's nice. Instead you get LGA, which is a little bit more intimidating. It can be more intimidating for new builders, but good to get used to. It's good to get used to that because it's going to be everywhere. That's what. Nothing on the back here right now. Okay. Yeah, but you get dual M.2 out of this. So for that extra $20 or so, there you go. Would it be worth it to go for the B760M? I mean, it's a difference of $3. So this one has, again, dual M.2 and M.2 Wi-Fi. So you can add Wi-Fi to this. It won't automatically have Wi-Fi. You would need to add that. It's a really crazy looking board. I hope you're okay with that. But there's not really much else that recommends this board. Five USB ports. 5 on this. And a Type-C. It does have a Type-C, which is nice. Does it have a Type-C front header? No. And I don't think the case features that anyway. What about this one? The I/O on this. Same. Pretty much. Yeah. They really didn't change much going up to the B760M-P. Oh, that's the HDV, actually. The -P might have more differences to it. This picture looks warped. Now, you do get four slots for RAM on this one. You actually get some heat dissipation for your M.2. You get dual M.2 on this, yes. I don't see anything for adding Wi-Fi. But you'd have to add Wi-Fi with a PCIe card. I wouldn't use a USB Wi-Fi adapter. Now, Skeeter, you told me about the Micro Center thing, and I just completely forgot. So we'll do a real quick check. I mean, I'm not waiting on anybody else right now. So let's do that. That's the wrong color purple here. We need the light. And that's the Madison Heights, Michigan. Let's go. We'll go do this at Micro Center. Did not mean to do that. No. There we go. There we go. They also might have some decent pre-builts already, but if you want your sister to build a PC and you want to help with that, I'm gonna ignore any pre-builts. We're gonna do our best to try to make that happen. The lowest priced one is $279 with 1 stick of RAM. Motherboard, CPU. It's a 70. The good thing is it's a 7600X, so it is socket AM5. Lots of future upgradability there. But the bundle is $279. Just my cycle from customer repairs. If I keep seeing the same company fails over and over, I put on my Z tier. Love them for cheap builds, but I'm the believer that you have to at least do decent quality PSU, otherwise you will one day your PC. True. Let me see. AM4 motherboards have gone crazy in prices lately. Have they? I haven't followed it, so I don't know. I know server hardware still go for VGA on them, but they could at least go DVI-D to be converted to VGA, so at least it's more useful. True. When I'm adding Windows, I've seen videos saying to use a USB from a working monitor. A USB from a working monitor to download a working computer. Juno 4, if you're going to be downloading Windows, you need to do it through Windows usually, or through a browser. So you do need to do it off of a working computer. Yeah, like a laptop or a work PC or one at the library. Any way you can do it. But you do need to download it from a PC that has an operating system already on it. Check OpenBox as well. Might get some deals. Maybe. Oh yeah, there's a 7600X 3D right there. 25 plus in stock at Madison Heights, Michigan. Is open box an option here? I don't see it. I'd have to look through just their regular site. Yeah. So you can get a flash drive. PC Murray, what's going on? You'll download the media creation tool, which will ask if you're downloading for this PC or another, and you'll select another. Yep. I have a video on how to do it on my YouTube. Let's just click lowest price on motherboard. Lowest price motherboard is an A520M, $62.99. And then the lowest Intel one is B760M. It is full ATX and it is $95. Yeah. Just been lurking. Well, I appreciate the lurk. Thank you. I hope you've been well. Thanks. I'll notate. Just waiting on my AIO and VRAM to be delivered. Then I'll start my build that you helped me with. Awesome. Yeah, I think maybe the PC part picker list might be the best option. And what you do is you take the list in, and if you want to go to Micro Center, tell them, hey, how close to this can you get? The question now is this. Do we go with AMD socket AM4, which is now a dead platform? Well, then again, LGA 1700 is also a dead platform now. So we can go Intel or AMD. The LGA 1700 with the 12100F, that's more recent. That more recently has ended with like Q3 last year. They finally moved on to the next socket. So there's more upgrade stuff there. But yeah, so AMD or Intel is the question. Scarecrow, thank you for the lurk. So don't just waiting on my AMD render. Okay, got it. Already meant to talk about that. Tech Blacksmith says AMD. I'm gonna ask Skeeter, which would you prefer, AMD or Intel? After all the stuff I said about them, about both of them. Well, it's not just it's a motherboard and the CPU. Also, the RAM has to be DDR5 then. It's probably gonna blow up the budget. That's why we didn't look at that. Because with socket AM5, you can't get DDR4 RAM, which is dirt cheap right now. And just the stuff is more expensive. And we want to put a decent GPU in. So, yeah. I guess we'll look at it. I mean, maybe there's sales on that stuff right now, so there's no reason not to look. Let's say. Wait, why isn't AM5 showing? Oh, because I have DDR4. I have to redo a bunch of stuff here. Let me just get rid of the RAM. Okay. All right, I could do Zen 5. I'm just going to pick AM. What? AM5. There we go. MATX. Oh, I'm not looking at motherboards. I'm looking at CPUs. Yeah, the lowest priced one is at 8500G at 143. Here's the thing, though. That has graphics built into it with actual GPU cores in it. So yeah. I don't know the performance of the 8500G, but it's come a long way since like the 5600G. It's come a long way since then. And that would mean not buying a GPU, at least for now. You could always add one later. There are some very... Oh, it's still zoomed in. My bad. There are some very in-depth caveats to that. They're minor in the big picture. So we could go with a, integrated graphics setup like this. And then you would be on socket AM5. You could always add in a GPU later. And you could go up to something like, 9800X3D if you want. It's also going to depend on the motherboards. But yeah, you can go with the 8500G instead. 6 cores, 12 threads, and it has... but the thing about it is it's also not Zen 5. Even though it's socket AM5, these are Zen 4 cores. But don't let that bother you. It's still socket AM5. So you can upgrade the CPU later, upgrade the GPU later, which is also important. Those are also important lessons to learn. So do we want to go with integrated graphics instead? Something I like to do is when installing Windows to use a local account, but Microsoft keeps making that more and more tricky. Well, what you can do is just go with Tiny 11 and use Rufus to build your own installer for Windows. And you can even bake the local account right into the installation, so you don't even have to set it up. And you can remove things like requiring hardware requirements for Windows 11, things like that. And it's a very slimmed down Windows 11 install. PCIe is limited though, so getting a dedicated GPU would limit it to 4x for any dedicated GPU, 8x for the 8700G. That's true, but you can upgrade the CPU as well. That's why I said the 8700G. Right? That is a $300 CPU though. That's like the price of the CPU and dedicated GPU that we were looking at before. Even here, $82 and $219. is about $300. It's the same price for just that CPU, APU, I should say, that APU, or a CPU and a dedicated GPU right out of the box. It's not going to change the price of the system. And then we have to get DDR5. $8500G graphics is going to be surprisingly good for light gaming. That's the goal, though, light gaming. Though Orchaos is correct. The PCIe is limited on that. The thing is, something like if you were to throw in an RX 6600, 4 lanes of PCIe Gen 4 is probably going to be okay for that. Not amazing, but okay for that. Until you upgrade the CPU. That might actually be a good option. As long as it will play YouTube, it would be fine. It'll do that for sure. And we can go that route. Maybe we could do a happy medium. Hold on. AM5. And price. And we can go with the 8600G, which is only $40 more. And it goes from the Radeon 740M to 760M on the graphics. I don't know. I would have to look up what it does with the PCIe configuration then. It might be 4X as well, just like the 8500G, making it not super great, but still better. Base clocks are higher. Graphics are better. Ratings are better too. Let's rock this. Let's do that. Let's try this with DDR5 and as low price an AM5 motherboard as we can get. A620M HDV M.2. One just has one M.2, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. A620s. I'm just not a big fan. This one's sold out. We can put a little bit more into the motherboard now because, well, no, we're still going to be over budget. Because let's check something real quick. We're going to go here. We're going to remove the GPU. We're now at 365.13. This is not going to need a dedicated graphics card. So now we have to get a motherboard and memory. And then that's it. And we have how much to do it? 145. Let's check the lowest price DDR5 we can get real quick. Yeah, it's DDR5. Don't know if we'll be able to do 32 gigs. But I'd like to do. But I don't know about that. 68.98 for this crucial kit right here. It's non-RGB, I know, but really like to do. No, that's too much for that. I mean, we're basically going with DDR5. You're going to be somewhat, more or less doubling the price of your memory. Okay, 8600G, potentially 8X PCIe. So that is the move because it's $120 cheaper than the 8700G. It's 2 cores less, I know. But in this case, that's probably going to be plenty. Mushkin Redline, 32 gigs. I know a lot of SIs use these. Or I know several SIs use these. So we can go for that. That's fine. 4800 though. How about this? We're going to pick a 2x8 16 gig kit of RAM in a slow configuration, and if you find that you need more than 16 gigs, you swap out the RAM down the road. One of the easiest upgrades to do. So it is not additive anymore because you can't really add to DDR5 and have it run. It takes away from the stability a bit. But it doesn't matter if this is DDR5 4800. It doesn't matter if it's not pretty. It doesn't matter because this is a temporary measure for looking forward to a future upgrade. And now we have still about $90 for the motherboard. Let me ask you this. Can I go enough over the $500? What do you mean zero compatible products? What are you talking about? Just need an AM5 motherboard. What do you mean zero? That was since I put the RAM in there. Wait a second. This is not the right kind of RAM. This is so dim. I'm an idiot. All right, let me take this off of here. That's laptop memory. Because we hadn't chosen a motherboard yet. Let's try again. Mulligan. Okay. Kingston Fury Beast. 16 gig. Let's go by price. We're not getting SODIMM though. There we go. Crucial Classic 16 gigs. ZR5 5600. DL46. But, you know, again, temporary measure. It's all good. I mean, you're not here trying to squeeze out the best latency possible, but you can get lower latency, but 4800. I'll just go for this kit right here. This is fine. Let's see. PCIe is limited though, so getting a dedicated. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I got you. Okay, that I already read that before. We already settled on that. This does come with a cooler, right? Includes cooler. Yes. Neat. All right, you got it, Alucard. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, you wanted a white build. I totally forgot that. I'll have to look. I'll have a look at the cases again. I don't think that there was a white one that had. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Here. I don't know if I had one that was. Well, we can go for this motherboard though. 129, so it'll be a little above budget, but I mean that latency is better than press the power button, walk away, and come back in an hour to see if the laptop booted up yet. That's very true. It's a nice looking motherboard. The picture is squished. Okay, don't worry about that. That's M.2 Wi-Fi, M.2 storage, M.2 storage. So 3 M.2 storage on this. Let's see what the I/O looks like. Wait, is this ITX? No, it's micro ATX. It's just this pictures. They're just squished, and they're not. Yeah, they're not fixing that. Okay. Better I/O, much better I/O. 2.5 gig Ethernet. The option. Did you need Wi-Fi in this? You might have said so in the forum. That's why I asked. You do need Wi-Fi. Basically, with this, what you do is you get a Wi-Fi card, and it goes here. M.2 Wi-Fi. You run the little wires up here, and then they go. The little screw things go here. But we should look for a motherboard that has Wi-Fi already included. Uh, 650 MPG Lightning Wi-Fi. This will have Wi-Fi already. Let's look this thing up. The I/O is actually pretty decent on this. 7 Type A ports with 1 Type C. You have front panel Type C available. We might want to up our case. We want to make the case a little bit nicer. Wi-Fi 6E, which is great. Gen 4 X16. 1, 2, 3 M.2 sockets on this. And it is 119. Wait, this thing says it has Wi-Fi, so why don't I see it here? Good lord, 6 plus 2 plus 1 phase power. So it says it has Wi-Fi. Where are the antennas supposed to attach? Oh, it probably has a PCIe slot bracket that these connect to. I guess. Maybe. .2 Gen 1 Type-C. So this is actually not going to be full-on Type-C speeds that you'll normally see. It's 5 gigabit per second, like USB 3.0. But if your case has a header for it, there you go. There's a weird motherboard. Gallery. Here we go. Yeah, I don't see where the Wi-Fi doesn't connect on the back. So I'm guessing from this card here, is it just internal? No, it has the things here. So you have the antennas that come out. They should be coming out of there. That's weird. I'm so confused. Gigabyte gaming plus Wi-Fi. 2 M.2 sockets. It has Wi-Fi on it on board. There are the plugs right there. Much simpler. How's the I/O though? I/O is worse. I/O is definitely worse, which is unusual for Gigabyte. But here's one good thing. 3 ports for video. So this very nicely is going to support that. You can actually put 3 monitors on this system. Unlike with most other motherboards where you have maybe 1 or 2, you can actually put 3 monitors on this thing. That is DisplayPort, right? What it looks like. Let's take a quick look at it. I went into the weeds on this one. I really did. I got into it. What's the recommended distance when using a Wi-Fi motherboard? Wi-Fi is always better the closer you are, but if you're close enough to just run Ethernet, just do that. You're welcome for the very helpful thing. It also has to do with, like, you could be 30 feet away, but if there's a kitchen in between you and the Wi-Fi, you got problems. Meaning interference in between your Wi-Fi source and the receiving device. So there's more to it than just that. Let's see, onboard graphics, integrated graphics. Okay, yeah. 2 display ports, 1 HDMI. There you go. So that's what that is. This is a nice one. Plus, you don't need a ton of USB ports for a system like this. And you'll have 5 Type A's, 1 Type C. There is a front panel USB Type C header there, as we talked about before. 2 M.2, so you'll have your 1 terabyte here. And later on, if you want to, you could add a 4 terabyte right there. If you're doing like a big upgrade. It's your sister's birthday or something. You know, I don't know. Here's all your game storage or whatever. Because they've graduated from old optical disc driven games to Steam. You know? Yeah. I'd probably go with this guy right here. This one right here should do the job. And it's 129. The other one just worried me because I could not see anything for actually attaching antennas. And when you have cases that are designed to reject and hold in electromagnetic interference, you don't really want your Wi-Fi to be internal like that. I would say this one. That puts us at 549.11, but I didn't choose a white case. So I would wait, where? Yeah, the case is here. I can see if there's a similarly priced $53.98 case, something like that, something around that price in white that can take an internal optical drive, which I didn't add the internal optical drive. I'm going to reiterate my recommendation for your optical drive, just to simplify the PC build, is going to be to just get an external USB optical drive. That's what I'm going to say. That's my recommendation right there. They're not that expensive at Office Depot and such, or on Amazon. You can just get that. And that way you don't have to build the whole PC around a dead technology, basically. And then you can also use that drive on other computers. That's kind of cool. So let's change it up with the case, and we're going to look for one around the same price, but in white, like you originally requested. And we want it to be MATX, because I already built the whole thing around MATX, and it's going to have everything you need, but you don't want to have that micro ATX. There we go. What is this? Mars Gaming MCS1. Interesting looking case there. This Masterbox Q300L, $45.98. Let's see what fans it comes with. Comes with at least a rear fan, but I want to see what's on the front. Really? That's okay. Oh, the front can actually take two 140mm fans. That's kind of cool. The downside to this one is that you have an exposed power supply. It's really hard to do good cable management that way. It is cool, though, for displaying how everything is connected within the PC. That's kind of cool. The top can take some fans. However, when you have an air cooler, you don't always want to have a bunch of exhaust fans, because the fresh air comes in here. It needs to make it to your air cooler. I wouldn't put another fan here. I might put one on the back part there potentially. But yeah, usually front intake, rear exhaust is fine when you have this is not going to generate a lot of heat in general. It's not going to be that hot running, but you do have both your CPU and your graphics on the same chip. That actually can help with cooling, that you're not going to have a GPU in the way of the airflow. For now. Let's look at more cases. That one's okay. Okay, so this one's around the same price as the one we had before. But this is a DIY PC ARGB R1. I see a lot of... I know flippers use DIY PC cases pretty frequently, I guess. You get a lot for a little with these. Comes with all those fans. Like, this is probably your best option. And you have a power supply basement. So you can actually learn some cable management with this. Wi-Fi 6 is known to only work at max speed at close range. Go Ethernet if you can, especially if you're playing multiplayer games at long range. Wi-Fi falls back in 2.4 gigahertz, which can be interrupted by microwaves, etc. Yep. That's Wi-Fi. Absolutely. I have a Tomahawk X670E and use my apartment complex's Wi-Fi. Not sure where the closest access point is, but I've been impressed by how well it runs. That was... Okay, I've seen a review on the Tomahawk X670E about the distance being an issue, and they switched it for the X870 Wi-Fi 7. One of the main things with PC Wi-Fi is if you get a motherboard that just has the stick type of antennas that just stick behind the PC and just stay there, you can go on Amazon and get kind of universal ones that have the wire instead, where you can place your antenna elsewhere. That's, to me, one of the important things, because if you have your Wi-Fi signal trying to get through a whole PC to get to your antennas, that can be a bad thing too. But yeah, I'd recommend this case right here. $552.05. So we went up $2. Yeah, it's all I'm using is a stock sticks. Yeah, you can just get on Amazon. You can get an antenna that works great. You know, you want to basically go by whatever kind of Wi-Fi you have, especially if it's. I don't know, it depends. But still, the antenna can be a really big benefit because you can actually position your antenna that way. The wired antenna can be much better. There's your build. You got everything you need right here. We went $52 over. How's that? I think this is not your first one, so when I save it... Might be 2, so I'm going to put Skeeter Gaming 2. I don't know if we did that. If we did another PC part picker build. Good call on the 8600G. I don't often recommend the 8000G series. They can pop in a 4060 Ti 16 gig or something 8X in the future. Absolutely. Yeah. I know. I think it's a good build. I'm going to keep this one in mind for in case someone else comes in with a $500 budget. Now, this is not, to be clear, this is probably not going to beat a similarly priced console because a console is dedicated to gaming. It is designed just for gaming. You get a better gaming experience on that. This is not going to do 4K gaming, but some consoles around this price can do 4K gaming. This is designed to be something that you can build upon, improve upon over the years. The power supply is a little weak for that in general. 650 watts will only get you so far, but something like was mentioned, a 4060 Ti can go on a 650 watt, no problem. Okay, I haven't opened the packaging yet. I might return to Amazon and exchange. That's actually fault on my end because I seen he added the X870 on my parts after the fact. Oh, okay. All right. That was a fun one. That was a lot of fun. I mean, I was kind of like, well, maybe we can, I don't know if we, once you said like, no, it's for my sister. I wanted to learn how to build a PC and she loves tech stuff. I mean, seriously, what was it you said? Was doing... I go back. My younger sister was designing electrical circuits at 5 years old. If I bring PC parts over and tell her to build it and I'll guide her, she will be hooked. That got me right away. I was like, okay, we're doing this. We are doing this. Got it copied. Very nice. Hey, what we do. Happy to help. That was successful. All right. So who wants to buy my PC? Oh, man. I'm going to put up a post in, if you want to get a better look, I'll get some screenshots from the stream. I need to just get I could put it up here, turn it on and take some pictures. They won't be pretty though. But really, if I just, it looks like it did in the stream. I'll get some screenshots, put it in there, put the spec list and post it in the announcements channel. And for anyone who is like, all right, I'm in a position where I could buy this rad PC right now. Cool. That would be awesome. If not, what I should have done is, because I think I have a couple where they're like a little lower end, a little more entry level, and $1,000 PC, something like that. I should have just gotten one of those. Sold that. Would have been applied to a lot more community members who might want one. I don't know, but I don't know. It is what it is. I figured that PC matchmaking wouldn't go off tonight. Like there wouldn't be a lot of people looking for help. And I figured that if someone came in and they were like, yeah, my budget's about $2,000, I could have been like, all right, let's see if this system fits you. Here's one that I built and I know it's good. Here you go. Is that a little bit of self-interest in there added? Yeah. I don't do this a lot, ever. I don't usually do that, but desperate measures and all that. You really appreciate it, Bray. You're the best. Jennifer, thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all are appreciated. Y'all are the best. Thank you. I don't know. Just if it helps, if you're seeing me in a little bit of panic mode, go back to any streams where I was about to go on a big trip. I just get like this. I always get in panic mode around these times. That's what happens. So don't worry. I'll be okay regardless. Bust out the credit card if I need to, and just go that route. But it would be cool to be able to like invest in some content out there. It's funny because I brought back some souvenir money from Taiwan because I like international currencies. They're usually a lot prettier than American currency. American currency is like, look, I've seen it my whole life, so whatever. So it has changed. Anyways, I'm actually gonna get that. I'm gonna be like, all right, cool, spend this year. It's like I have like $40 US worth of Taiwanese currency. I'm just gonna take it back there and spend it. I'll bring back more souvenir currency if I need to. I gave my daughter some. That's the thing. My daughter loves coins and international currency. It's just fascinating stuff. Don't know where she gets it from. Wow, okay. Interesting. Okay. Sylvan Hunter, what's up? Great, I would like to ask your personal opinion on the Skytech pre-built systems. Are they worth it? And do you think you could put together a better build for comparable price to systems they offer? Skeeter, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it. Thank you. Sylvan Hunter, we like Skytech pre-builts around here. And I just in case you were listening in and I was talking about selling a PC I built, that's not what I usually do. I usually help people who are looking to get a PC. So if you're looking at PCs from Skytech, I have a form you can fill out, and I can help recommend the best one to you, or other SIs, either way. But Skytech has done right by a lot of community members in this forum. So that's really what I look for. A lot of happy people who have bought from them. They're also very price to performance on their pricing. Although a lot of SIs are raising their prices, they're having to, because now distributors are running out of pre-tariff stock, so prices are going up. So don't be surprised if you start seeing prices creep up. Been having issues trying to fill out your form for over a month now, not sure why. I don't know either. Lots of people do it. I mean, you could tell me what it says or what it does. Like, what is it saying when you try to fill out the form? What's happening? Oh, I was going to mention, when I was filling out the form, I did blow right past the maximum. I knew it was there, and I still missed it. Well, I don't know what else to do other than putting in an image there of the word maximum. Because I can put images in there, but I can't change the size of text. I did it on mobile. I don't know if that might be the problem. You haven't accessed it by your link. It says I don't have permission. If you're on like your home Wi-Fi, try turning off Wi-Fi and going on just like mobile data. See if that changes it. I don't know. I don't have any specific permissions on those forms that are keeping people from filling it out. That would be detrimental. But yeah, I mean, if you've already kind of narrowed down a system that you like from Skytech, yeah, I've done if you're interested, I've done a lot of unboxings of theirs you could watch if you want to get that sort of reassurance and see what they're like unboxing those systems. And also I have a coupon code, SWARM, SWARM. And that can save you a bunch of money off of it too. So I don't know about a bunch. I mean, it depends on the price of the system. It scales with the price of the system. So even if I can't help you, I'm helping you, and you're helping me. So that's good. We help each other around here. So I don't know what to tell you about that. Not sure if it has something to do with the NAT that my ISP forces on us. Well, yeah, try jumping off your Wi-Fi onto mobile data, see if it works then. I know it's probably going to mess with the quality of the stream. V for V, what's up? Did the cops come yet? Who drank all the punch? Wrong stream, I think. What's up? Sylvan Hunter, though, I'll probably be back. I'll probably be back on Thursday. I'm probably ending the stream here in a little bit. I'll be back on Thursday though, and if you haven't made your decision yet and you still need some help with that, you come on back. And I don't know. I guess we'll go through it question by question on in chat then, just like the good old days before I had a forum. Happy to be back. Well, happy to have you back. It is, although it's still a little early. I haven't eaten yet. I'm pretty hungry, and it's just about that time. So here's an opportunity that we don't normally have because I normally end at midnight Central. Someone who has rated the stream 4 times, and I've never rated them back because they end before I do, is streaming right now, and we're gonna raid them. And it's a very interesting stream because they talk about hacking, pen testing, stuff like that, and it is BlazeBits. It happens with mobile. I would like to help your analytics from this. Hey, that's appreciated, Sylvan. I do appreciate that. Absolutely. But we're gonna raid BlazeBits, someone who I've never raided before, but they've raided me like 4 or 5 times over the months. So let's do that. Stick around for the raid if you don't mind. Say something nice to them. That's always a cool thing to do for cool people. And y'all are cool people. Do cool things. Even if you're nerds, you're cool to me. Where the hell am I? There it is. Okay. Skeeter, no problem. Let me know how that goes. Had a lot of fun during the stream. Stay safe, stay blessed. Thank you very much, G-Code. Right back at you. Tech Blacksmith. Of course, no problem. What I do. Yeah, I can see the maximum just fine on desktop. Hey, there it is. All right, everybody, stick around for this. Say what's up to our buddy BlazeBits, now considered a friend of the channel after raiding so many times. Has been doing it for a while, so we have an opportunity here, a rare opportunity, and we do not pass those up around here, other than the times that we do. But we're going to take that opportunity. We're going to raid our buddy BlazeBits over there and say some nice things. Even if you got to leave, say it in a nice way. Drop some follows, all that stuff. It's more tech stuff, but more on the ones and zeros side of things. And that's always cool. But anyways, that's going to be it for this stream. I'll see you guys on Thursday for the last one before Computex. Don't miss that. I'd love to talk to you guys right before I got to go. And until then, take care. I pressed the wrong button.
Let's go, nerds!
So you're talking about like the side buttons on your mouse up here, right? Like these side buttons. It depends on a lot of things, like what the mouse is, things like that.
A virus has been detected.
Braithorn virus detected in the network.
Hey, Brad what's up, man? Were your ears burning? Because I was actually just looking to raid out to somebody, and I was looking at you.